Mogul Motivation, empowering and inspiring entrepreneurs and dream chasers worldwide, 1 week at a time. Presented by True Stories Media. And I am your host, Antoine Twiz Taylor.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Mogul Motivation. Welcome back. I'm happy that you are here. If this is your first time listening to this podcast, it's for the aspiring entrepreneur trying to get over that hump and make things happen. But this podcast is also for anybody with a dream that wants to go forward and accomplish that dream. Now, I've been very vocal in these episodes that I'm a runner. I love to run. In high school, I ran the 100, the 200, the 400. But in my adulthood, I got away from sprinting and I wanted to push myself to new levels, not only just to stay in shape, but to just conquer new territory. And that's distance. For me, I was never a distance runner. So I specialize in the 5K. My goal is to run a 5K in sub 21 minutes. So that's 20 minutes and some change. A 5K is just a little bit over 3 miles. And I have not accomplished that goal yet, but I'm getting closer and closer to accomplishing that goal. And I've been doing this for the past 5-6 years. And within this time frame, it's been a dream of mine to visit the country of Kenya in Africa. And why Kenya? Because Kenya has produced the greatest distance runners on the planet, male and female. Right now, currently, you have Eliud Kipchoge and you have Faith Kipyegon. Both of them have shattered world records in distance runs, distance races. And I just want to be in that atmosphere, not of those two individuals specifically, even though that will be great. But I just want to be in the atmosphere of Kenya, because Kenya produces the greatest distance runners on this planet. They do it with so much ease, and I just want to go there. I want to run. I want to train. And although I have not physically made it to Kenya yet, even though I have not physically made it to the continent of Africa yet, my creation has. You see, this morning I saw something that blessed me. Someone is currently traveling to Mombasa, Kenya right now as we speak. And this person posted my book. This person is reading my book as they are traveling to Kenya. My book, Board Games 2. And that just blessed me because my words are in Kenya. My creation is in Kenya. And the point of me saying this, ladies and gentlemen, is simple. We have to stop stunting our growth. You see, I wasn't blessed with vertical height. I'm not 6'5", I'm not 6'6", I'm not 6'10", I'm not even 6 feet. I wasn't blessed. That wasn't my ministry. That wasn't the gift that God given me. But God did give me imagination. God did give me ambition. God did give me creativity. And this is where I was destined to grow. But you see, over the course of my life, I continued to stunt my growth in that area because I didn't believe that I can do these things. I didn't believe that I can accomplish certain things. I didn't believe those things. You see, if I was to take my resume right now at the age of 35, and if I was to show it to my 10-year-old self, my 10-year-old self would be ecstatic. My 10-year-old self would be amazed. My 10-year-old self would be enthused about all that I have accomplished. But in my adulthood, I got away from what I accomplished. In my adulthood, I continued to minimize and stunt my growth in the things that I've accomplished in my life because I did not believe it. You see, you have to tell yourself that anything on this earth is possible. Your spirit does not understand what sarcasm is. Your spirit does not understand what a joke is. So when you tell yourself that you can't do something, your spirit is going to take your word as bond because your spirit doesn't understand the difference, ladies and gentlemen. This is why it is so important how you talk to yourself. This is why it's so important that you affirm yourself. This is why it's so important that you pour into yourself every single day as many times as you have to. Because when you tell your spirit that you can't do something, your spirit is going to tell itself, okay, we can't do it. So therefore, your spirit is not going to make room for the faith to continue to grow and strengthen so that you can accomplish that. Because your spirit believes that since you said we can't do it, since you said we can't afford it, since you said we can't go there, your spirit is going to say, okay, no need to focus on that then because we can't do it. We can't go there. It's not possible. Stop telling your spirit things that you do not want to believe. Tell your spirit the truth. And the truth is that there's nothing on this earth that you cannot accomplish. So for me, I want to run a 5K in sub 21 minutes. I'm telling my spirit that every single day so my spirit can say, okay, cool, Twiz. Well, I'm going to continue to strengthen this faith so that we can accomplish that sub 21 5K, so that we can continue to get in the gym and get stronger, so that we can continue to make our minds stronger, so we can continue to do it. Stop stunting your mindsets. You see, there is no ceiling. There is no glass ceiling above us. We are surrounded by 4 walls. Four walls. Four walls that we did not construct ourselves. These walls were constructed by external forces around us. These walls were constructed by capitalism. These walls were constructed by racism. These walls were constructed by sexism. These walls were constructed by anything that the enemy believes can hinder us and can oppress us. But there is no ceiling, ladies and gentlemen. There is no ceiling to these walls. These walls just go straight up. So what we have to do is we have to continue to grow. We grow by feeding and pouring into our spirits, and our spirit will continue to strengthen our faith. And the more our faith strengthens, the more we grow vertically. And the more we grow vertically, we can step over those walls. We can see above those walls. We can get out of this box that has been constructed around us to confine us and keep us restrained. Because when you tell yourself you can't do something, when you tell yourself that you can't afford something, when you tell yourself that you can't accomplish something, you are literally telling yourself that you are going to be confined and restricted to this space that has been made for you for the rest of your days. And that sounds very frustrating. It sounds like prison. We are keeping ourselves in a prison. Continue to grow. Continue to feed your spirit. Continue to allow your mindset to have the room to extend so that you can escape these walls and these cages that have been confined around us. Let me tell you something. There is nothing on this earth that you cannot acquire or that you cannot accomplish. It's not even a matter of wanting it. It's just simply the matter of having the option to have it if you so choose to. I haven't been in school in over 10 years. I have a bachelor's degree. I don't have a master's degree. I don't have a PhD. And it's not because I'm not capable. It's simply because it's not a priority of mine right now. But when it becomes a priority of mine right now, you better believe I can have a master's. You better believe I can have a PhD, Dr. Twiz. You better believe I can have anything on this earth that I want, and you can too. It's not a matter of wanting it right now. It's just a matter of when you choose to have that option, you can make it happen. That's what it's all about. Continue to feed your spirit. Continue to have that option. Okay? If you want a $4 million home, who says you can't have that $4 million home? Just because you're not making $100,000 right now, that don't mean nothing. Just because you're not making $100,000 right now does not mean that eventually you will not make $100,000. And when you make $100,000, it does not mean you will not be able to afford that $4 million home. There is nothing on this earth that you cannot have. There's nothing on this earth that you cannot accomplish. Continue to feed your spirit and tell your spirit the truth. And the truth is there is nothing that can evade you. Your gifts will print unlimited money for you. Your talents will open and unlock unlimited doors for you. Your spirit has to hear the truth every single day. You see, it's one thing for somebody to tell you that you can't do it. It's one thing for somebody to tell you that you're a failure. It's one thing for somebody to tell you that it is not possible, but it's an entire another thing for you to tell yourself those things, for you to tell yourself that it's not possible, for you to tell yourself that you're a failure, for you to tell yourself that it can't be done, because your spirit is going to take your word as bond. And if your word is bond, tell yourself the truth. The truth is you are capable. The truth is it will happen. I haven't been to Kenya physically yet. I haven't been to the continent of Africa physically yet. But my creation is there. My words is there. Something that I created in my mind because it was planted there by God, that I executed and put out into the world, is now worldwide. It's now in spaces that I have not even been in yet. So therefore, this is proof to me, and it should be proof to you, that everything that you conceive is literally within your reach. It's literally possible as long as you continue to feed your spirit and pour into it every single day and allow your mindset to grow. You are not tall enough. That is why you cannot see your vision clearly, and that is why you cannot escape the confines that you have been restricted to by man-made barriers. You are not tall enough, but you have to grow, and you will become tall enough the more you feed your spirit and the more you tell yourself the truth. And the more you do that, the taller you become, the more vertical you rise, and you will be able to step out of these cages and these boxes that have no ceiling. You'll be able to step out and you'll be able to roam free, and you will see the unlimited, the vast paradise that your imagination and that your subconscious mind can create. And that is how we imagine reality. So that's my message this morning, ladies and gentlemen. Let's continue to work. Let's continue to imagine reality. You're not tall enough right now because you're not feeding your spirit. You're not pouring into yourself, and therefore you're not growing. You are stunting your growth. Stop stunting your growth. Allow yourself to flourish so that you can see all of the opportunities that your faith and that God has for you. And so you can step into these spaces that you desire, and you can acquire everything and accomplish anything that you set your mind to, as long as you execute and believe in yourself. If this podcast has benefited you in any way, shape, or form, ask for two things as always. Number one, please pass it on to a friend who may benefit from it as well. And please don't forget to leave a 5-star review. Have a great day, everybody. I'll talk to you next week.